I'm back. And this is the classroom now. You know, I'm always, bringing positivity, love, and cosmic light to the people. And this one is after school. Another one of my favorite channels, that I study from. And this one is The Illusion, right, of Money, Time and Ego by Alan Watts. I rose with the Grandmaster teacher, Alan Watts. All right, and I hope y'all enjoy this because it's all a mindset. Remember, all is mind, the one, the unification. We all come from the source, all right? The creator, right? Like nature. It's just, man, it's so beautiful, like the trees. And then it's organically, we're organic, created from the source. And then you have, I guess, inorganics that was created by man, So it's the duality, but you got to understand, man. That's why I enjoy this. I wish I could see this, but it's so blurry with this tablet. I'm going to get better because I got to buy some more technology to build this platform. All right, so this is After School, The Illusion of Money. Like I always tell y'all, it's just paper, a promissory note. Let's play chess, not checkers.
Well, I have a sort of suggestion, and that is this.
Pause. Damn. Trying to get to Alan.
That before we decide either to save the planet or to destroy it, we pause for a moment of silence.
I know why that light.
I don't mean that kind of grim silence which one observes when somebody says,
fuck that, man. This is looking
such and such a famous person has just died.
Go to
and
After
observe
School,
a moment of silence
the
in his
platform
honor.
that I'm always on.
And everybody frowns and thinks very serious
Whoever
thoughts.
created that platform?
That's not silence at all. I mean real silence, in which we stop thinking and experience reality as reality is. Because after all, if I talk all the time, I can't hear what anyone else has to say. And if I think all the time, and by that I mean specifically talking to yourself subvocally inside your skull.
See?
If I think all the time, I have nothing to think about except thoughts.
Doing it right now.
And so I'm never in touch with the real world. Now, what is the real world? Some people have the theory that the real world is material or physical. I say it's made of kind of a stuff.
Yeah, bro, this side.
Other people have the theory that the real world is spiritual or mental. But I want you to point out that both those theories of the world are concepts. They are constructions of words.
See? Social construct.
And the real world is not an idea. It is not words. Reality is...
I hate them bells. I like trumpets and drums. Ooh, look at that, what he just did. I wish I could see it. It's the chakra. Kundalini energy. I'm going to post it
you
on
will
my
find,
Facebook.
Therefore,
So go
that
to
if you
Facebook
get with reality,
get this,
all sorts
channel.
of illusions
Or you go to
disappear.
YouTube. After School.
And I will mention several illusions that have not this kind of existence.
Look, pulling the rabbit out the hat.
Let's begin with some very down-to-earth ones.
We have power, more power than you really
like money.
know. We're going to get to the quantum.
Is a very useful method of accounting.
Feel that energy.
It is a measure of wealth in the same way as inches are measures of length and grams measures of weight. You cannot eat money.
Can't.
You could have a fantastic quantity of dollar bills and stock certificates on a desert island, and they would be useless to you.
Useless.
What you would need would be food and animals and companions.
I wish I could get
Money
it.
simply represents wealth in rather the same way that the menu represents the dinner.
It's an illusion. Get the fuck out of that
Only
mindset.
we
Motherfuckers
are
walking with stacks of
psychologically
money.
perverted in such a way that we would, some of us would rather
He's
have money than
living.
real wealth.
Motherfucker miserable than a motherfucker.
But you know, you cannot drive in 5 cars
Wealth
at
is
once,
within.
even though they be Cadillacs.
You know,
You
as
cannot live
above, so
simultaneously
below,
in 6 houses
as within, so without.
or eat 12
And I
roasts of
said
beef
it
at
is
one
so.
meal. There is a limit to what one can consume.
Before y'all get
So
confused
that's
signals.
one of the sort of confusions I'm talking about. Another is that we confuse ourselves as living organisms with our
Showing you
idea
the
of
different
ourselves.
coats, like I always say, that you jackets that we put on.
That is to say, with a conception
You know,
of
I'm Puerto
myself
Rican.
which is
I'm
called
black.
the personality or ego.
You know, whatever. Instead of saying I'm
that is
God,
what we
I'm
have been
God's
told we
creation.
are.
I'm the source. I'm part of the source. I am Adam.
And it's an extremely crude and limited conception of oneself.
An Adam in the
Of the
masculine
actual
form.
Unique
Right?
living
A
organism.
reflection of what's above. Right? The stars.
And we get unhappy
I'm one of the stars. I'm the sun.
because we're thinking of ourselves in
Wow,
this
I
way,
wish I
because
could-
we think,
not
well,
wish. I
gee,
gotta-
I'm going to die.
Put it on the rhyme somehow.
I once talked to a woman who came to me and said she was afraid of death.
It's my problem with writing certain
And
my
we went
rhymes
into it in a long
sometimes, I get too
conversation. I said,
technical.
what are you really afraid of?
And simple is the way.
And she thought it over, and he said, do you know, what I'm going to be afraid of is what other people are going to say.
Yeah. Not me.
They're going to say, poor old Gert, she couldn't last it through. Because you see, who you think you are is entirely dependent on who people have told you you are.
Yeah.
You're not that.
A reflection.
Then another thing that bothers us
And
is
y'all my
time.
reflections of what I want the world to be eventually.
Most people nowadays say, I have no time. Of course you don't.
Time's an
Because
illusion.
you are not aware of the present.
I don't worry about time.
You know, the present is represented
See, while I
on your
look
watch
young,
by a
I don't
hairline
worry about time.
that is as thin as possible as is
I play with
consistent
time.
with visibility. And so everybody thinks the present is, instead
We are
of,
the gatekeepers of the earth, not of and time. But
now,
we not
the
like,
present is the
why
only
does it
real
take-
time. There is no past,
Take that back.
and there isn't a future, and there never will be.
The antennas. to
We think
God's
ordinarily
channel,
of the
put it that
present
way.
as an infinitesimal
Gatekeeper.
point at which the future changes into the past.
The motherfuckers
And we also
Hold that
do a
knowledge in.
terrible thing.
give off.
We
nothing
imagine
but evil
ourselves to be results of the past.
to keep you down.
And we're always passing the buck over our shoulders, like when God approached Adam in the Garden of Eden and said, hast thou eaten of the fruit of the tree whereof I told thee thou shouldst not eat? And Adam said, this woman thou gavest me, she tempted me and I
See,
did.
blaming. The blame game.
God looked at Eve and said, hast thou eaten of the fruit of the tree
No,
whereof
I
I
ate
told thee
it.
thou shouldst not eat? And she said, the serpent beguiled me and I did eat.
See? The
And
blame
God out of
game.
the corner of his eye
You
looked
gotta
at the
say,
serpent.
I did it.
Serpent said nothing.
You made a mistake. Move on. Don't hold on to it. And we can grow.
So you see, we're always passing the buck.
From the evil
And don't
to
realize
the
that the
good.
past
Because God
is
is
caused
good.
by the present, as the wake of a ship flows back from the prow. Now, the wake doesn't drive the ship any more than the tail wags the dog. But we've all got excuses. My mother had a fit while she was carrying me in the womb. They didn't bring me up right. And then they go to the mother and say, how is it that you could have been so irresponsible with your children? And she says, well, it was my parents didn't bring me up right either.
Me.
And so everybody passes the buck.
It's a system that and the system is
but the truth of the matter is it all begins here. This is where the creation begins.
I just kept ascending, man. Reading,
and you're doing it,
being open-minded. Now, I'm not even there, but I'm getting to that point.
Jesus found that out, and they crucified him for saying so.
See? What they did to